When we're born and we come into this incarnation, into this human earthly life, most of us are born, well, all of us are born really, with psychic abilities, with our spiritual centers, with our spirit being, with our energy being within us. And as we go through life, so often we can, for certain reasons, whatever they are, just shut down or not become aware of them. We're not necessarily taught to become aware of our own psychic abilities, which are there within all of us. And so often I see people who awaken to those abilities, and it often is some kind of event that has happened to them, or some kind of trauma that enables these psychic abilities or the curiosity about the psychic abilities to start opening. But really they are there within all of us. So it's something that we all have. But why is it important? Why is it important that we learn about these, that we tune into our own subtle senses? Well, the first thing is that we can become more aware and start to use our own intuition, which is, I always liken it to having an internal sat-nav. It guides you through life and helps you to, well, prevents you really from making a lot of mistakes and taking wrong turns through your earthly walk. So these senses are very subtle within us. They are lying very, for many, dormant within the areas of clairvoyance, which is the clear seeing, the clairaudience, which is clear speaking and hearing, and opening up to the clairesentience as well, which is the feeling, that gut feeling that you get, that very strong knowing when you just know something is right or not. And when you tune in and learn to fine tune those, then you can really start to work with some really beautiful, very beautiful energy that will enable you to be able to tune into energy of other people and to tune into your own energy so that you can prevent yourself from making some serious mistakes in your life, I suppose, because so often I know myself, I've tuned in and not listened necessarily to that gut feeling that you get, to that sense of that intuitive feeling. And when we also, and then I look at it and think, oh, I wish I had made that decision in another way. And so I'm sure you've all had that experience. But also when we start to open up with our psychic senses, we're also on the path to opening up to the spirit world more, because the spirit world work with telepathy. And what I mean by that is that it's all energy, everything is vibration and everything is energy in our world. We are energy, we are vibrating at a certain frequency. The spirit world are also energetic and vibrating at that frequency, and it's the waves that they send through the ether to the mind of the medium to be able to connect and to bring their messages through of the spirit world, from the spirit world. So we work with telepathy during the development of the psychic senses as well, to start to tune in to the subtle frequencies that are all around us in the different dimensions, because the spirit world isn't up there and it isn't down there, it's all around us. And it's just learning how to become more psychically aware, to become more spiritually aware. And when we can do that, we tune in with that beautiful energy within us so that we can become the sensitive, energetic being that we really are designed to be. And I've seen so many people who are disconnected from the spirit within, that life becomes very mundane and it can become very heavy, because we do live in a very heavy matter world. And what keeps me going on many levels is the fact that I can tune into the spirit world. I can tune into my own spirit and feel that connection, and then everything feels much lighter. It feels much easier, like life flows, and it's just beautiful, and it makes decision making easier. It brings patience and calmness and clarity, and all the things that so often we can be confused in our mind, too much in the mind, but learning to tune into those subtle energies of the psychic within us, and then learning how to raise those so that we can also feel the spirit world is absolutely divine, and so I feel so necessary in our physical world. It keeps us more it keeps us more enlightened and lighter, and feeling that we can be more in connection to our own self, as opposed to being more in the mundane aspect of the spirit world. So psychic abilities, when we start to learn about those through telepathy, through tuning in to the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, the clairesentience, learning how to read the signs that are signposted along our path of this earth walk, learning how to really feel into the energy of other people, feeling into the energy of other places that we might visit. Perhaps we might want to use this when we're choosing a place to live, to not just see it with the physical eyes, but to feel it, feel the energy of that place that you're trying to choose. And these are all the ways of working with the psychic, you see. And most mediums, Estelle Roberts, for example, she's in spirit now, but she was a very famous medium. She was a powerful psychic. She was also a very powerful medium. And you will find that most mediums, good mediums, will also be very good psychics. So tuning into that psychic ability will help you no end in your own development. It'll help you manage your own life in a beautiful way that you could never perhaps perceived before. And just starting to be aware that there is more out there than what we can see or sense with our physical senses. It's really the subtle senses that we're wanting to start to create that awareness of through the psychic ability.